Happy Sunday, everybody. Happy Sunday. Thanks again for your support on Hero in My City. Today we have a very special guest. Usually I go through a whole list, and I could do that today, but I'm choosing not to because there's one word that comes to mind when I think about this brother, and that word is peerless. Peerless because he's unbothered, he's unmatched, he's unfazed. He's just a gentleman of all kind of sorts. So I know y'all used to me doing this whole long drag out beginning, but today I'm gonna cut right to the chase. Mainly because I don't want to look too small in this camera frame for too long either. But I would like to introduce a natural hero, a guy who's been a hero to me, both in person and from afar. So also Pompano's finest, Mr. Terrance Holloway.
Say that again. Pompano's finest.
Pompano's finest.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How you doing, man?
Wonderful, wonderful. So as we get started, just kind of introduce yourself, because I definitely didn't do you justice enough just then.
Well, as you all know, I'm Terrance Holloway, born and bred, Pompano, born and bred. Some of y'all might know me as Green, some might know me as Big T, but it's all the same, all equal back up to me. I guess my rundown is I'm a bodyguard. My company is Peerless Personal Protection.
Okay, Peerless Personal Protection.
Personal Protection, yes. I'm from Pompano, played a little football. I was a little guy for a minute, and now I'm a big guy. Had to put some weight on because I did a lot of things. I needed weight. Okay. And once I started doing security, had to put on some weight.
Well, if doing security the trick, I may pick up me a couple security details.
You got it.
So, peerless is not a common term used by too many people. I myself had to look it up to make sure I knew exactly what peerless was. Mm-hmm. So what was it about the word peerless that drew you to it?
The word peerless, first of all, the definition is being such as to have no equal, incomparable. And I don't remember where I saw it, but I saw it one day, and it was literally the word and the definition, and that, like, it just pulled me in, and I loved it. I loved everything about it, and that wasn't even. I'm not sure if I was looking for a name for my company or what, but I just saw that word, and I loved that word. And it described me.
It's only one you.
It's only one me, and it's one of one. You can't get no more.
I like
they brought
that,
the more when they made it, and it's like I said, I'm the such as to have no equal. There's no equal to me when it comes to work. It's no equal to me when it comes to just me being myself.
I like it though.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
I like it. It was always something about you. Now looking back at it, that kind of gave the vibe of protector.
I bullied the bullies.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Now, what was it that at that age gave you that kind of confidence to feel like you could be that guy?
Honestly, I think it was just I never really liked when people did things like, even when I saw it on TV, like even now, if it's like a point in a movie where I see somebody's, it's like a bully or, somebody hurting somebody. It's like sometimes I fast forward because I don't want to see that part. If I've already seen that movie before, I'll fast forward that part. As far as where it started, I'm not even sure because I was always taught to protect myself and those around me. And I was the only child. I have a sister, but okay. I was the only child in my household. So it was like I had to protect myself, and my granddaddy died at a young age, so I had to protect my grandma.
I know for us growing up, now obviously it's easier being older and then looking back at it. Mm-hmm. But it was a lot of options for our environment growing up.
Oh yeah, definitely.
A lot of avenues that and that you could have taken your skill set into,
right,
and been successful at a younger age,
right,
doing that.
Yeah.
But it was still something about you that was pure at the core and didn't fall to that wayside, so to speak.
Right.
You still stay focused.
What fueled me to the core was my mom was a crackhead. Mm-hmm. My mom was a crackhead, And I always, we was always taught that this is a gateway to that, this is a gateway to that. So it was like, I didn't want to do drugs, I didn't want to smoke, I didn't want to do any of that stuff. Because I felt like that would lead me down the same path. And it was my mom was a crackhead, I had my 2 uncles were crackheads. So it was like, it's like everybody in our circle, the adults around us were crackheads. My friends, they parents or they uncles or something, it was a crackhead in pretty much every household.
Yeah.
So it's like we saw these things growing up. And it's like, I'm not gonna be that. I'm not gonna be that when I.
But see, now that's a mature mindset though, to have at that age, to recognize that and to acknowledge it and know that that's not your future.
Right.
And to also make a decision, a conscious decision at that age, to set yourself on a path to not fall into that. Well,
I mean, I set myself on that path, but I still was a knucklehead.
Life is life, though.
And did other things, like I'm no saint. Like I did other things, that knucklehead things that I shouldn't have been doing. But I also found that like you said, that maturity to say, I'm not gonna continue to do this. I'm not gonna keep going to jail. I'm not gonna keep, shooting myself in the foot. I gotta excel at some point and be a big man, a man in society, and do things the right way. So it was like I had to get out of the streets. I had to get away from all the craziness. Sometimes you got to change your environment. You change the people, change the environment, you change yourself. And
now, what was it in you that clicked that said, I got to get out of this? This is not how I want my future to be.
It was repetitiveness. And I say that being we literally, after high school, we did nothing. We literally would go, and we went to work, we went to our respectful jobs, whatever, did what we had to do, and we come back to the hood and just sit there and do nothing every night. So it was like the same thing over and over and over. Okay, we make a little money, we go spend our money, we go out, we hang out, we drink, whatever.
It's a cycle.
Same cycle, but it's not evolving. And I was tired of not evolving. And I just picked up one day and was like, I'm leaving. I'm going to do something else. I was blessed to have a cousin in South Carolina, and he always told me I could come up there whenever I got ready. And I just jumped out one day, leap of faith, and took off. And went and did that, and that was the best thing I could have done.
What was possibly poured into you by your grandmother in that house every day that you didn't know was being poured into you. You were just going through life.
Yeah, because I didn't want to hear it at all. Nothing she was saying.
But she was pouring it in every day.
She was pouring it in every day.
Every day.
Every day she was pouring it in.
Because she knew at some point your actions gonna start to align with what's really poured into you.
Right.
Because she knew who you were really.
Yep. And I had a praying grandma. She was, no matter what I did, she was always there for me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She was always, if I went to jail, she fussed and talked trash, but she came to get me.
Came to get you.
It's like, and when I get home, she gonna fuss. Like, my grandma saved me from a lot of stuff indirectly that she didn't even know.
Yeah.
It's like, and I look back as an adult, I look back at the things that she saved me from, and it's just like I tell people to this day, like, it's grace and mercy.
Yeah.
That's my grandma. It's through my grandma, her praying, and then I was blessed to have, like, when I met my wife, her and her mom the same way.
Okay.
So her mom is like, that's like God sent her for me.
Yeah.
So it's just like, that's my girl. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, that's who I go to.
Yeah.
And it's pretty much the same.
I just always think it's amazing. Like, the more you talk to people and see their path and see the journey they've been on, how much you can tie it back to what's been poured into them. Then you find out who poured it into them.
Right.
And then it all makes sense.
Yep.
It all makes sense.
All makes sense. No matter that. Yeah. And my grandma, she just be, sometimes I thought it was the most negative things ever. But it
felt like it was.
Yeah.
But she done lived life, so she know.
Right. Yeah.
She done seen it all.
Yeah.
But she also know her grandson. So I'm gonna flash back again, because also growing up, you had a lot of nicknames, man. You had a couple of nicknames.
Yeah.
How many of those nicknames stuck with you?
One stuck.
Which is?
Collard Green. That name stuck. I got that name in 6th grade at Crystal Lake. My granddad had a farm up in I think it was like Boynton in West Palm somewhere.
Really?
We used to go to. Like we used to go to the farm every weekend. And we'd go to the farm, we had crowder peas and collard greens, tomatoes, and squash. That's what we had at the farm. So I would go to the farm with my granddad and pick all this. Well, I ain't picking, I just was out there playing, and I might move a bale or something. But my uncles and my granddad we could go and crop everything. And we would bring it back and put it on the back of the truck and sell it.
Yeah.
When we come back to Pompano. And when I was in 6th grade at Crystal Lake, we had a home economics teacher. And she was horrible with names. I never seen a teacher that was horrible with names, but she was horrible with names.
It's a few of those
so she gave
there.
everybody nicknames. And I used to eat chocolate chip cookies every day. So she told me, she was picking names for everybody. She said, I'm gonna call you Chocolate Chip. And my homeboy, Pedro Bozeman, he was like, no, don't call him Chocolate Chip, call him Collard Green. Cause he said collard greens with his granddaddy. And everybody laughed, but it stuck
though.
And that's how I got started.
It stuck.
He literally took that out of the classroom, and everywhere he saw me, it was collard green, collard green, collard green.
Not to dive too deep and make it too of a emotional moment, but you speak about a lot of family members losing close family members, and this is at a young age.
Yeah.
So you had every excuse to be angry.
Right.
You actually had a legitimate reason.
Yeah.
To
act out.
To act out.
Right.
But you were still consciously aware enough to know that will be seen as just an excuse.
Yep. I knew. It's like I heard. Like I had social workers and counselors and all kind of stuff, because those were the things that they do that. When first my mom died, then my granddaddy died, then my grandma had to become my guardian. So it's like, I guess when you go into the system, all of these outlets come to you. Like you got counselors, you got social workers, and all these different things. But losing my mom at 10, my granddaddy at 10, then just people after that, uncles and stuff like that, it's just, I got used to it. I went to school the day when my granddaddy died. I went to school that day. And when we was in elementary school, we had to do like creative writing every morning. I wrote about it. I was like, my granddaddy died this morning.
Wow.
And like my teacher, she read it. She went and got another teacher. They all consoled. I'm like, I'm good.
Yeah.
Like, I'm good. Like, I get it. My mom just died 6 months ago. So it was like, I understand it. Like, I looked at it. I remember looking at it like, oh, it's going to be a bunch of people at our house. We're going to have a bunch of sodas and food and all kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I was young, but that's how I felt about it.
And I'll be honest right now, man. Like, I'm slightly emotional hearing this story, knowing that a kid had to go through all that, and process it and deal with it. That breaks my heart now as an adult.
Yeah, and that's how people look at it. I mean, I look back at it now, and it gets me kind of like choked up too. But like I said, that was my life. That was my life then. Like, I just had to deal with it. I couldn't fold even at 10, 11 years old. I can't fold and just be over here crying. Like, my grandma here, she gonna tell me to rake the yard. She gonna tell me to wash her car. I can't say, granddaddy just died. Yeah. Like, I gotta go wash her car. So, not that she was, horrible or some mean person, but things had to be done. The show must go on.
And she was still teaching.
She instilled a lot.
She did, man.
Instilled a lot, yeah.
All right, so now we talking about pouring back into the neighborhood, pouring back into people. We've seen the trail that you blazed and where it's taking you. Say I'm a young man right now in Pompano or in any city that knows he has similar traits, kind of sees himself in you. How does he find the path to go into your profession?
It's a profession that you have to kind of be brought into, but you have to have passion for it. Like, a lot of people try to come into this profession and they want to do it for the fame. They want to do it because they be around celebrities or it's good money. But at the end of the day, you want to protect your client and you want to get back home to your family. So it's like what I would tell to anybody, make sure it's something that you want to do and make sure it's something that your family is, ready for. Because if you got a girl, you got kids, you're going to miss a lot of dates. Mm-hmm. You're going to miss a lot of graduations, birthdays, Christmas. You're going to miss some days because the big holidays are the times when celebrities, and it depends on the industry you in, the part of the industry you in, whether it's music or movies or just, politicians, whatever. But I would say go into it very passionately, remember what you're in it for. You're here to protect somebody. You're here to make sure you get from A to B and back to A, and you get yourself back home. Like, use your resources. Don't look down on anybody. We all start at the bottom. But like I said, overall, be passionate and pay attention. Take it serious. Because
now we talk about celebrity detail. We're gonna gotta share some fun stuff too. So of all your details, who's, if you're allowed to say,
of course,
who was your favorite celebrity detail?
My favorite celebrity detail right now, my favorite celebrity detail is probably nobody even knows is the Suicide Boys. Okay. It's actually two of them. Nah, a lot of people don't know. They're independent. Okay. #1 independent group. There's two guys. My guy is Adi. Okay. And it's another guy's name is Scrim. It's two of them. But they're my favorite right now. All right. They've been my favorite. But I would have to say my favorite would be August. Okay. August Alsina, that's like my family. Okay. August Alsina and Lloyd, Lloyd was my first artist. Yeah? Yeah, that was my first celebrity. And that's like my brother now. Okay. And the same with August. So it's like those two guys, that's my favorite.
Now, also, you've been able to travel the world, man. I feel like every time I see you, you may be in a different country. What's your favorite place to travel?
My favorite place to travel is Australia. Okay. Australia is...
Hold on, time out. Let's just do this, because everybody ain't been to Australia, man. All right, so now, if we could just let's name a couple of your favorite places there.
Well, a couple favorite places, like you mean out of the country?
Anywhere, just anywhere.
I would just have to say Australia, because it's like Australia is the closest thing to the United States, and I mean that's like a cliche because you should want something that's different. Yeah. But it's still so different. Like you go to Outback and you really eat kangaroo. Really? Yeah, you really eat kangaroo. They got barbecue places and you can eat barbecue kangaroo. You can eat they got a rack of ribs so big it's crazy. But
kangaroo ribs.
It's just the culture in Australia. It's so loving. It's a lot of people, a lot of Samoans, a lot of Tongans. Yeah. You got bush people, like the what they call them, the people that
Aborigines.
Aborigines. There you go. Like they so loving, bro.
I learned that from Crocodile Dundee.
Yeah, it's a lot of them over there. And I've been to Australia and New Zealand, so I got a taste of both. And
you've been around the world, man.
Oh yeah, I've been everywhere, and I can't tell you how much anything costs.
But see, that's what's inspirational, because now we can say this is a kid from Pompano that did not have it easy. Nope. It wasn't laid out in front of him. Now you done seen the world.
Yeah, and I would like to say that I worked so hard. I mean, I would like to say that it was given to me, but it wasn't.
Nah, it's hard work.
I work very hard, and I do a good job when I do my job. So it's like I've never sought clients. They always come to me and that's why I say about being passionate and taking your job serious, because I always take my job very serious. And as far as the favorite place, it has to be Australia. Yeah. Australia, the UK is cool. And you gotta look at it from different aspects also. Like, what do you deem fun? Like, I'm not a sightseer. Okay. So it's like I went to Paris 7 times. On the 7th time, I saw the Eiffel Tower. And
see, time out for a second. We talking about from Australia. Now we done been to Paris 7 times.
Oh yeah.
The average person in life ain't been to Paris 7. I don't care how traveled and how cultural they are.
The average person is not the best bodyguard in the game.
So usually I'll end the show with something saying how, fully explaining why this person is my hero. But if you watch this interview, he ain't just my hero no more. He's anybody that's seen this has to deem him as a real life hero. So I'm grateful. I'm thankful. Thank you for sitting down with me.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
I almost got emotional a couple times, but I held it together. Man, it's a great story. It'll be a book coming out in the future.
Hopefully in the near future. If you're watching this and you can help me write that book, you let me know. Hit me up. Peerless Verified.
Peerless Verified.
Or Terrance Holloway, whatever. Find me.
But I want to just thank you and let you know that you were a hero to me, a hero to many.
I appreciate it.
There's heroes in all our cities.
Yeah.
So let's make sure they know that they're heroes to us.
My city is my hero.
Love you, my brother.
Thank you. Love you too, bro. Love.